Hello, all of my beautiful souls. Spirit channeled me this morning as I was waking up some more information about what is going on right now in the heavens regarding the planetary parade, regarding the new moon in Aquarius, and all these beautiful, powerful astrological energies, not to mention all the solar storms that we have going on right now as well. So, what Spirit told me is that this is essentially an energetic reset. And what this means is exactly what it suggests. We are being energetically reset and recalibrated to this new timeline. A lot of people have been talking about a timeline split, as though a new timeline split is going on. And the way that Spirit showed me this was, we talk about this all the time. The timelines have the official, the big timeline split has already happened. And in our own individual lives, we have timeline splits every single day, right? Every time we make a choice, we're aligning with the higher timeline, our personal individual higher timeline, or our personal lower timeline. And there are infinite numbers of timelines in between, all right? Now, as a collective, in November of 2024, we had another massive timeline jump or split. The entire year of 2024 was essentially a massive timeline jump. And we solidified that in November of 2024 and November and December of 2024. All right, that's why we called it the quantum leap year through consciousness. Now in 2025, as Spirit has shown me, we are essentially experiencing the death of the old timeline or the old reality. And this would be the collective timeline. But what Spirit wanted me to understand and wanted all of us to understand is that there are many timelines, not just for our individual ascension, but also for the collective ascension. And there are two major timelines right now: the timeline of ascension and the timeline of descension. Or I guess I call it descension because it sounds accurate to me. We could call it whatever we want to call it, right? The 3D timeline, the false matrix timeline. The false matrix is no longer in the outer reality, right? The broadcast system has been taken down. We have removed that energy in an outer sense. But on an inner sense, it still remains. It is living within the people who still uphold that programming within themselves. But there is no outer relay system. There's no longer an outer broadcast system cementing that energy in. It's all going on an internal basis. And those who are aligned with that frequency still are still experiencing that. And that is essentially what's been holding up the false matrix. And so what Spirit's showing me now is because of this, it was essential for another split. Oh, interesting. Okay. So because so many people hold within them, because remember, as within, so without, they hold within them this false matrix programming. There had to be another split so that they were essentially not hold. And I hate to put it like this. There's no judgment in any of this. All right. It's just what's coming through, and it's just the energy. But they were holding everybody else back who was raising their frequency by upholding that false matrix. And I'm questioning Spirit a little bit right now because it seems strange to me that because everything is as within, so without, I'm questioning how it is that the outer relay system, right? So this would be all the frequencies, all of the energetic, the vibrations and the projections that were upholding the false matrix. How it is that was able to be taken down when it still existed. Oh, okay. It still existed within a good chunk of the collective, but it had been broken down. Those of us on this journey of healing had broken down enough of the false matrix conditioning within that outer upholding or energy of the false matrix was able to be taken down. And I don't remember exactly when that happened. It's happened sometime since 2012. I want to say it happened around 2020. if you trace back in the videos on this channel long enough, you'll find videos where I talked about this, probably in the title of the videos, for those on YouTube who are watching this on DSOM, Dark Side of the Moon Tarot and Astrology. I'm going to be posting this on multiple accounts. So, yeah. But we don't need to, it doesn't matter right now when the false matrix officially fell. But I do feel, as memory serves me, 2020, 2021, that was the biggest split since 2012. And I do believe that feels as though that was when it happened, but it's happened. All right. So some people are still upholding that, though, within their energy system. They don't want to let it go. And what Spirit was also showing me was, like, as we're going through this process, even though people have chosen different timelines, and you choose a new timeline, like we said, every single moment, every time you choose love out of fear, every time you choose service to others over service to self in the negative polarized way, which is where it's, because there's positive and negative service to self, right? When we help another, we feel good. So it is, in a way, service to self. But there's the kind that the interests that only align with the self, where it's like, I don't care who I hurt. I don't care what happens, as long as I get what I want. And I'm going to use you to get what I want if it serves me. All right. That's the negative type of service to self that we're talking about. So we make a choice every single time we decide, like, we align, we reinforce that alignment with whatever timeline we're on. Every time we make those little decisions, every time we choose ourselves in a positive sense, every time we allow ourselves to heal, every time we act in a way that is self-loving or loving of others without detriment to the self. That's a trick for a lot of us. I'm getting lost on a tangent now. So where were we going with this? Oh yeah. So Spirit was telling me that even though we have chosen two separate timelines, many of the collective, and you can see this very clearly right now, the entire collective, because the earths are still attached, they're not fully split apart, right? And that is just like the way that works is more for our linear understanding than like it's an intricate process, this splitting. All right, but we're gonna say splitting because we can understand that, right? And so we're still attached, we're connected. And so all of this high vibrational light that's coming through, all these light codes, all of these resets that are happening, like, this isn't just a reset of the timeline. This is a reset of our DNA. This is a complete energetic reset, like we said. So it's not just the people who chose the higher timeline who are experiencing this. It's everybody. The difference is what you do with that energy. So those of us who understand what's going on, or even those that don't understand but are in their hearts, more in their hearts than they're in their heads or in their fear, those who are ready to grow and desiring to grow and expand, even if they don't understand like all the esoteric nuances of what's going on, those people are going to take that energy, and we're going to allow it to transform us. We're going to allow it to assist us in healing, to assist us in purging and releasing. And we're going to do that willingly because we want what's on the other side of that. And because we simply accept that as part of this experience, right? Part of this experience of being human and being on this planet at this time of ascension. The people in the lower timeline are also going to receive this. And remember, when we receive light, when we receive these light codes and these energies, it triggers a purging energy where the energy that is not a matching vibration to that begins to rise to the surface so it can be released. So those of us who are ready to release are releasing it. And we understand that releasing it means feeling it, right? But not attaching to it. And being a curious observer of this process. People who are still living out the false matrix programming within their DNA, within their cells, within their minds, their belief structures, are going to, it's like the energy's trying to leave and they're trying to pull it back in, right? Because they want to stay attached to that old timeline because it's comfortable, because it fits within the framework of what they know and understand about themselves and the world. So this is where we're seeing this intensification, and we're going to continue to see this year in 2025 into 2026 and probably even beyond, right? this intensification of that energy, of all of that turmoil, of all of that negativity, we would call it, right? That frustration, all that energy really coming